Hey, Griggs. Look who's here. It's my manager, the producer. Make sure everything's running in full operation. And she's addicted to cat treats. So she's a drug addict. Not much you can do about that. Which addict always an addict. I don't know what that turns into when you get. If you have a human incarnation, how does that work exactly? All right. Guess we all have our vices. All right. So yeah, I've had some life changes. I have like this a car cycle. Like when I have a timeline shift, my car blows up. So yeah, that happened last year. I got it. First out the car before that one, the yellow bug. I try to do everything I can to keep it alive. It's supposed to keep these things going. The whole electrical part was falling apart. So it was 2007. So I was just keeping a corpse alive, basically. So that does this. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into that. So I had to get another car as soon as I got the other one. And a lot of that was last minute too. And then somebody ran into her after I got it. So yeah, that was stressful. I don't think I ever mentioned it. No. So the insurance company wanted me to get rid of it, and I just kept it. But then it comes down to the tags and all that. It's like, oh, because they have the title. It's drivable. It's fine. It's safe. It just has a big gash on the side of it. So it doesn't really. Other than that, ran fine. And it sucked. I just got the damn thing. So I had to get rid of it because they want me to fix it. And it's not worth it. They didn't tell me the whole story either because they don't know what the hell they're doing because it's a bunch of scam anyway. Insurance. So anyway, every time I have a timeline shift, the car goes away. So it's weird. So yeah, it's been kind of stressful. Recently, I think I got my energy back. So I was sick before, and then that was unrelated than that. And so far, it's been raining here like crazy. It's been freaking just. Another thing during all this, it's been raining so much. There's like a frog right next to my feet, a baby one. So that was kind of cool. I put him outside though, where I was. Like, I don't want that guy running around there. He can do better than that. So, or a she, whatever it was. So that was kind of cool. Timeline shifts. The car thing is bizarre. About to go to another car one. This is way back, like 2008 or something like that. Maybe it was after that. I don't remember. Yeah, I had an old 1993 Celica. I'm driving. I just got it. This is like 2008. I have like a 93. It's like, and this another car was talking to me. It's like another junker, basically. In the car I was in, the engine blew. I went to Orlando, came back and died. It's like, oh wait. So when I found out I was dead completely, it's like figures. I remember that moment, that other vehicle. I was like, well, why don't I go check that out? And sure enough, it worked out. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like a Jesus moment. So it's weird. That's behind the scenes. That's his life, as much life as it has. So freaking bizarre. So anyway, the Galactic War, traumas. So obviously, a lot of people go through life trauma, and then childhood, wherever it might be, and then you might either connect to another reality of yourself because you just want to get away from yourself for whatever reason. Understood. You go into your astral or go into imaginary world. It doesn't mean it's necessarily wrong. It could be accurate. You can go to another lifetime trauma, which can be galactic, and you can get stuck there. So be surprised. A lot of life traumas here lead to other traumas and other incarnations, or that trauma and another incarnation brought you here. But however you want to look at it, it gets complicated. But then you have some that are, say, they're spiritually helping people, like some podcasters and so on, that are actually making it worse by making it more commercial, just writing books about it. And there's nothing wrong with writing a book about it. Some are doing it more for commercial reasons instead of just healing themselves. Some are, and then they have to keep on saying, "Oh, I'm trying to prove themselves all the time." You shouldn't have to do. Who cares? But if you're trying to make a career out of it, I understand. But it gets kind of weird there. And there might be some truth to some of it. Who knows? But you are in this reality, and the idea is to focus here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with focusing somewhere else, but not to let it, rule over you. Like to remember you're in this reality. You're here, you like it or not. And there's nothing wrong with healing the other aspect of yourself, because there is definitely traumas from other incarnations for sure. I have a friend that's here that had a memory of being on the moon. He had some of his friends, and he just had a memory of it. Just saw some of his friends dead on the moon, just like that. So that's pretty heavy. And that was it. He didn't I'm not going to go into it. He's not going to go into. It's just like that's pretty heavy when you think about it. So, so I imagine everyone just at some level, maybe not everybody, but quite a few have, dark, deep wounds there. But it doesn't mean, of course, you have enough life wounds as it is in this world and all its chaotic energy. But when you get, healing that secret space programs, realities. I'm trying to go about it. I'm trying to look at it from a different point. Some are just obsessed with it. Once again, some podcasters are obsessed with it. Some are just trying to figure it out. That's one thing. There's nothing wrong. If you're just going about it innocently, that's one thing. If you're trying to understand it and all that, that's one thing. Others are manipulating the shit out of people. And of course, they tell themselves that they're not, but some of them aren't, not to mention names. So, and they know it's a keyword, and they know they can use it to, like it's a trauma, so they know they can stick it to you. All these people are traumatized, their lives, and they're connected to those different realities, and they just ride the wave. You'd be surprised. So anyway, so just going, looking at it from that point of view. Let me check something real quick. So there's that. Okay, good. Make sure I spelled it right. This kind of finally comes up. Why I shoot in darkness and all that is, and usually I don't have a whole lot of light. Well, can you have all these lifetimes when you're in candlelight? When you're working in candlelight, like all these lifetimes, like most of the lifetimes, you're in low light, like forever. So I'm just used to it. And when you turn on these fluorescents, like, oh God, it's so disgusting. You have like a lot of, like a spotlight on you, which some like, that just shows that they haven't been there that long. Just can't handle it. Just you're so used to, the Renaissance time periods and so on. You're just used to those. I think I've ever mentioned that. So anyway, there's that, and then there's the also the singer. This is in the pop music reality. I'll show a picture of Weeknd or whatever the hell he calls him. I don't know what that is. Anyway, It's a pop singer that does 80s type of theme songs, theme music, and sold himself out like a motherfucker. It's like, I mean, when you start a video when blood's coming out of your mouth, like, yeah, and you sound like the 80s. It's like, Jesus. And it's just, what was that? I Can't Feel My Face. That was one of his songs. I Can't Feel My. And the way he made it sound like an 80s pop, like, but he sold himself out like so. I mean, I don't know if there is a soul there, with all honesty. He was like a homeless person at first, which says a lot too. It's like he's just an empty vessel, basically. And he just puts, he sings for demonic realms, basically. And he uses an 80s twist to it. And laughing his way all the way to the bank or whatever you want to call it. Man, he's fucked. Humanity is just so. Humanity is not strong enough for this shit. Hell, it's right in front of you. He's right in front of you. He's drinking blood. He's talking about he can't feel your face. And I guess there's some people out there, they're just music lovers, and they just like the sound of it and just don't give a shit. There's that, I understand. But then there's like, they play that stuff in clubs, like, oh God, no. That's just. So anyway, yeah, because you'll have like music lovers that will defend that shit. Whatever. Of course, who knows if they sold themselves out too? Who knows? Well, you have like a pop singer, freaking blood coming out of his face and all that. Talking about I can't feel my face, and makes it sound all poppy and enjoyable. It's like whatever, man. Whatever. This is that's what they do in demonic realms. They just dance on your soul while they sing pop music. Yeah, so maybe selling out isn't what it's cracked up to be for some of those who've done it. So yeah, I've heard some stuff here and there, but yeah, is the world really ready for anything? Not really. Is humanity strong enough for this shit? Is it strong enough to break out of this hypnosis? Some are. That is a very small percent, and more power to you on that. It's just, but you're all. Most of them are outside of this reality anyway. Probably very lonely and everything, but at least you're not inside the creature realm. Or as I was talking about private sessions. I have a shop also. Do a little segue real quick. So yeah, anyway. Oh yeah, the Weeknd guy. Jeez. Yeah. Oh boy. Let's see here. Or however you pronounce his freaking name. Is it Weekend? So I don't know, whatever. Yeah, just so you know what I'm talking about. We're figuring this out. I'm not gonna go to the blood on his face and everything. I mean, he doesn't look very healthy there. Whereas he didn't sell himself out in the beginning, but I guess they have a picture of him before. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, he's gone basically. Yeah, there's the blood. Isn't that nice? That's something to be proud of. Hey, look, I don't have a soul anymore. I'm just a demonic being. How you guys doing? And society's clueless, basically. And whatever works for you, right? Yeah, go be you. Go do you. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not going to channel that energy. What is there to be? Just like I said, they're just like the devil being, just laughing their asses off. And society is just like enjoying it. I don't know. Maybe one day. People just don't care. So whatever. They just like that, obviously, the demonic side of themselves. And that's what I mean is like the world's going to burn like forever in that case, at least for those that, So if you want this whole ascension, new earth thing, how does that work exactly if most of society doesn't give a shit? How does that work exactly? How does that ascension work if nobody cares? And then the aliens too, they're not asking for it. Then again, we can't get along with ourselves. How do we get along with aliens? How does that work exactly? And if our world, if we can get along with each other, then your aliens are definitely. I mean, aliens are here already through human. It is what human. But look at Israel. What the hell? Piss them off and blow the next world. So yeah, we have to kind of get along with ourselves globally. With that, it can happen, but who knows how, when. You can't blame everything on the government either. They're not that strong. They have some influence, but they're still a small percent. I mean, if you just, society is just too weak to fight it. Of course, society still has a lot of darkness within itself. So you have to kind of heal your darkness to get a better government. But if you're not going to do that, you got to do go do you. Just go be yourself. It's better that you go be yourself than try to save. You got to run through your process. You just got to, I just can't just say, okay, I'll just stop. I'll just release my vices. And you can't always do that. Sometimes you just got to run through it until you're ready to just quit it. But most are not ready for that. They need it for whatever reason. So, society's got to do it, what it's got to do. So, and when they're ready to, I don't know, it's just, when you have I don't know how this works exactly. Like this planet has to find some kind of peaceful energy for anything foreign to connect to it, at least on a physical level from another world. And so you have to kind of fight it out until that happens. Whenever that, it's not going to be World War III. We have versions of that here, but not society's in decay to some level, but it's not completely. But anyway, whatever. Anyway, all right. So going to the galactic trauma energies, galactic secret space trauma energies. So I could try this is for a solution of some kind, or can maybe diagnose what you're going. Oh yeah, and those that feel like there's entities around them all the time, they can't get rid of them. Sometimes there is a contract there that no matter who you go to, they can't do anything. Depends. You kind of have to make peace for yourself and just release your own dart and just kind of work with it. There's a positive. I mean, they're there for a reason. It's like your own inner demons. It can be that. It can be. You just don't give into it. And you don't let them use you as a tool because they will do that. You're just a puppet to attack others. You want to be saved. If you're looking for a solution and you're being mature about it, you'll get somewhere. If you're just attacking everyone and telling them they're all sold out, oh, you sold out and all this nonsense, it's like whatever. I love it when or someone that is more likely a demonic being I dealt with earlier this year, and of course they always say they're positive, but then action speaks louder than words. It's like, if your actions don't show you're a positive person, especially telling me that I'm sold out when I don't have any proof of that. I haven't, but whatever, man. Throwing other problems on you. Life of a lost soul. Anyway, all right, so going to Galactic, secret space trauma energy. So, all right, pussies. Greece is from higher astral, higher dimension, frequencies of neutral connection. 1 moment. So the secret space. Yes, for those that incarnate. Well, sometimes your their parents or family or friends or whoever it is can trigger a trauma of some sorts. There's usually traumas, all type of traumas throughout your childhood. Normally, to some level, and some are. It all depends. Like some can be very mild, some can be very intense. I feel the lack of respect to a lot of the parents sometimes is abusive. Of course, sometimes the child is abusive towards the parent. That happens a lot too. Yeah, and there's some narcissistic children out there for sure. Devil children, yes, that does exist. So not just but either way, some are. So the secret space, yeah, it's like you kind of go through like a soul split where you're connected to other realities. And yes, there are other entities. It's a psychic attack from another reality, yes. That is alive and real, yes. And to heal it is to, yeah, confront it, but to not be a victim of it. And to, in some ways make peace of it. It's different for everybody. It's hard to like say one answer will solve it all. Not likely. And some are just obsessed with those realities. They just can't let it go. They find that reality is more exciting than this one, and they're probably right about that to some level. But they also have difficulties connecting to this realm, and they're just more obsessed with their their alien self, their commander lifetime, or whatever it might be. And so, yeah, there are or three or four realities or more at once. And some can balance it out and live in these multiple realities and this one, which is good. And just realize you still need to, live this world that you're here now. And it just doesn't mean you have to fully disconnect from these other realities if you just feel like you can't. It feels a part of you, and there's nothing wrong with that. But as long as you know that accomplish things in this life, instead of just saying I'm just going to sit back and not do anything in this reality, it's good to still challenge yourself, grow. Because you can dilute this incarnation because you're so focused somewhere else. I mean, you're not going to your full potential in this reality is where we're getting at. It's okay. You have time to heal traumas, but you also have time to get your life going when you feel like you need to do something else in this realm. Sometimes you need to just work on yourself, but there's also time to work in this reality and get things moving for you to, go into your talents, make a connection, relationship wise, whatever it is that you're here to do. This reality still counts, even if it is, yes, it's under attack constantly. Well, society here is the human here, yes, the human body was designed to go through this physical experience. And so, it was designed for combat, you can say. It can handle it. Of course, there's a dark side within it. You still have free will to some level. You still can, some are obviously connected to more of the darker side and not quite ready. Oh, that's this soul journey. And so, yeah, the trickster realm. Well, because the human body is designed to understand the lower dimensions, basically. Like you're diving further in. Now, obviously, you don't have to totally walk there, but you're kind of walking through hell to some level. Not all of it, but you can bring that in. You can bring something better. You can bring either way. You're like, this body is a conduit into the lower dimensions to some level, and you're learning from the lower dimensions. But the idea is not to get pulled into it, caught here, and so on. Yes, you can incarnate here several times. Well, because once you kind of figure it out, might as well explore it until you get tired of it, basically. While it's still here, because it won't last forever. It doesn't mean it'll go into this new Earth phase. You can just go to a whole nother reality, and this one will just fizzle out. It'll just be over. And those that need, some just won't let go of this place for the life of them. They're kind of stuck here. But for some of you that want something better, want to keep evolving, you will evolve. Those that don't want to evolve will stay within the lower dimensions for as long as they need to. So, but as for the secret space frequencies, yes, of course, there's those that are just, if you show vulnerability, it's going to be those that are going to take advantage of it. It's just the way they see a way in. I can ride this horse as long as I can, and nobody notices it. Knows that manipulate those have been through galactic traumas and life traumas, and some just they see the vulnerability and it's like a vampire frequency. So it's up to you to. It's difficult to. Life traumas are very complicated, and it's easy to connect to another reality than to focus on this one. It's hard to move forward, connect to your talents, and just take chances here. So I'm just too exhausted. All these other realities, I'm just so busy somewhere else. I don't have time for this realm, and so it's like almost like a drug. Connecting to these other places and not focusing here. Anyway, we'll leave you. Blessings.